Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Slay a Tree Thursday. This week, we're doing sunsets, and I love a good sunset. Sunrise, not so much. I'm not a morning person, but a good sunset, yeah, I'm there. So, we're going to use our Mold and Shapes mold. I love this one so much. They just reopened, and I ordered a few molds. And I'm super excited about them because I'm sure everybody's tired of seeing the same tray over and over and over again. So more of those on the way. Very excited. Anyway, let's talk sunsets. I wrestled with this one because part of me really wanted to do a sunset over a beach. And then I'm like, that's so cliche, so maybe not. Instead, I decided just to do just like a basic sunset, right? Like starting with like some purples and fading into some reds and some oranges and some yellows. Yeah. And then I thought maybe we should do like a mountain scene. We should do a sunset over the mountains. And then it's like, why am I trying to complicate this? Just do a basic sunset. So I made a list of the colors I wanted to use. I made a list of how many drops of each color I wanted to put in there. I know. Everybody applaud. That's called prep work. I was so proud of myself. Sure, I wrote it on a receipt, but is that because I couldn't find real paper anywhere? Or is that because I am eco-friendly and I want to save the environment? Yes, that is it. There will be an incoming rant about saving the environment in just a minute. But right now, I guess we should focus on what's happening. So I am using the Let's Resin alcohol inks because that's what I have. You can use whatever you have, whatever makes you happy. And these, it's a brand new set, so a lot of them are not open yet. With alcohol inks, please don't snip off the ends with a pair of scissors because you will spray alcohol ink everywhere, all over your table, all over yourself. It will be a hot mess. And then the worst part will be that it will leak. I mean, it could leak. It might leak. It will probably leak. Anyway, don't do that. A lot of alcohol inks come with things that look like little push pins. They're like often orange. You can use a push pin. You can use a sewing needle, anything that's sharp and pokey. Just stick it in the end, poke a hole in it, and then that way you will save yourself so much misery and so much drama. So I opened those, yay me. And I did 8 drops of purple and 3 drops of blue. And for the dark parts of the sky, I'm going to use some of the crushed crystal, not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm only going to use it in the upper, I don't know, maybe quarter, third of the mold where it's the darker colors, because that's kind of like, the darkening sky. So I feel like there might be some stars there. So yeah, only in the upper part. And I feel like it's so hard to mix in alcohol inks in paper cups. I feel like it just clings to the side. But for our next color, I did 6 purple, 4 magenta. So just trying to get that fade from the darker to a little bit lighter. You've got the darker purplish blue fading into like a purple red and then fading into more of a red. So I'm just going to add in those drops and I'm going to rant. Okay, let me preface this with I'm all for the environment and for reusing and recycling and reducing our footprint in the world, right? 100%. Now, I shop on Vinted. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Vinted, but it's kind of like an eBay, a Poshmark, a Depop, but it's generally you can get some really good deals on there. And so I am all about like thrifting and saving money on things that, like clothes. So that way I can spend money on resin. So anyway, I shop a lot on Vinted. All right, fast forward. I bought a pair of jeans. So cute. Really nice jeans. The seller ships them quickly. They arrive. And they were shipped in a Trader Joe's paper bag. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Just a paper bag. Okay. Inside the paper bag, the jeans were wrapped up in a plastic Target bag. Still going to let this sink in. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, just that it's a thing that maybe I wouldn't have done. Okay, so I added 7 drops of red and 3 drops of magenta into this cup because we are going to start working on our fade into our red and down to our orange. So I'm going to mix up all of the other colors. So for our 4th one, we're going to do 5 red, 5 orange. The 5th one, we're going to do 7 orange, 2 yellow. And then the last one is going to be 7 yellow and 3 orange. So I'm going to mix all of those up and I'll come back to you and we'll see what damage we can do. So off to the side, you can see all of my cups. What you can also see, or probably can't see, but you will later, is that some of the colors are very similar, especially, the top 2 are very similar. The bottom 2 are very similar because there's that gradient, right? So it might be beneficial to number your cups. Take a Sharpie, put the number on there so that way you don't get them confused. Because I didn't pour all of my cups in at once. And so then I was like, what color is this? So what I want to do is I want to divide up my mold. I want to take and I want to do like the first 2 inches, I want to be that dark purple. And then, like an 1.5 inches down, I want to go to my next color and my next and my next. So all I'm doing is just taking a Sharpie and just kind of estimating approximately where I want those colors to end. So that way when I'm pouring them in, I kind of just have a guideline. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's literally just for me to just have kind of a visual idea of where I want a color to start and where I want it to end. And because I didn't pour all of a color in at one time, this is where I wish I would have numbered my cups so that I would have known, which is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because when I go later to pour more in, I did a little head scratching about which cup is which color because that orange and the yellow are pretty darn close. And this is also about the time where I started to think about what color I want to use as my back coat. Do I want to go with a dark color or do I want to go with a light color? Yeah, because this shouldn't have even been a thing in my brain. I shouldn't have even been contemplating this because I'm using alcohol inks. They are transparent or they are translucent. So much light can pass through them. I didn't put a whole lot in there, so it's not heavily pigmented. The answer for this, for me, is white. Always going to be white because if I put black behind this, it's just going to be a big, muddy, black mess. That's all you're going to see. You're not going to see that absolutely stunning gradient between that like purpley red and the orange. That looks so good. And even like with all of like the streaks, I was originally thinking that I was going to have to wait until it was thicker and kind of draw some streaks in there. But it kind of did it on its own. And I think right now that bottom half looks so good. I mean, who knows what it's going to look like when it cures, but I think the bottom half is looking spectacular. The top, however, I think is way too light. I wish that I would have made that darker because I feel like that red and magenta is pretty dark, but then the purple at the top is not dark enough. So hindsight, right? I feel like if I was doing it again, I would definitely make that darker. But I do like kind of the way that the bottom half is fading into each other. So let's see what this looks like when it's all cured. All right, 24 hours later, 1 back coat of white, and we are all finished. And I'm pretty excited about it. I feel like this turned out pretty decent. I feel like that fade, especially at the bottom, is really good. I really like how the yellow at the bottom kind of fades up into that orange and kind of there's like a little bit of a peak there. I like that part. I do wish the top was darker, and I know that light is really obnoxious. But all in all, I feel like we captured sunset. So let's add some words to this. Let's add some cricket, because life isn't difficult enough. Let's go cut some letters and then let's weed them, because I like things that challenge me emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And can I just tell you, I need a little bit. Okay, sorry, today's a rant day. Someone, a child of mine, took my weeding tool for my cricket. Took it, gone, don't know where it is. So I had to weed this with a pokey tool that I use for tumblers. That's correct. I mean, sure, is it sharp? Yes, but it's kind of like chunky sharp. It's not like thin point sharp. So yeah, that was awesome. Weeding tool gone. But okay. So anyway, I'm done. I'm done complaining. I made some letters. I made some words. I was really proud of myself. And I only had to cut it twice. Actually, I did it in 2 different fonts. One font was like super cute, but it was too small. So we decided to go with this one. And I think it looks good. So it will say, meet me where the sky melts. Because how perfect is that? Because the sky is melting. I know, it's cheesy, but I still loved it. And I am very challenged when it comes to putting anything on straight. It does not matter if I have a ruler. It does not matter if I have a level. It does not matter if I have like some sort of a grid. It does not matter. No matter what, it will always be crooked. So in my world, I like to think of that as whimsical. Does anyone have a tip and trick on how to put things on straight? I have tried so many times. And I've just decided that it is me, that I am incapable of making anything straight. The other thing that I struggle with is getting the transfer tape off of the backing film. I do not understand. Half the time it doesn't stick to anything other than the backing film. I feel like I can't get my letters to stick to it, but it will definitely stick to that backing film. So if that ever happens, just take a piece of tape, like a piece of Scotch tape, packing tape, blue tape, I don't know, any tape you have, and just put it on the front of the transfer tape, and you can just kind of start to peel it off the backing, and it works out really well. All in all, I like it. I like the fade. I think it looks really good. I like the words. I think I'm happy with this. I know, that's unusual. What I'm not happy about is that light in my studio. I'm going to fix that. It's fixed. That glare is gone. I completely moved all of my lights around because I couldn't take it anymore. It was terrible. Okay, I also, while I was fixing my lights, I mixed up resin. I am like the multitasking queen today. I mean, I'm all over it. I planned my colors. I didn't pour black as a back coat, even though I was contemplating it. I got my Cricut mostly, without a lot of drama. And now I have my resin all mixed up. My lights are fixed. I feel like I have accomplished something today. And I'm pretty stoked about this tray. I think this tray is pretty darn good. All right, let's let this cure. I'll see you in 24 hours. In 24 hours, didn't make much of a difference, but it's all cured, and I think it looks great. Thank you for hanging out today and spending some time with me. Please go check out the other creators in the description box below. They're so amazing, and they have so many great ideas every single time. So many great things. And join us in 2 weeks where we're doing back to school. And I can't believe it's back to school already. I'm not ready. I'm so not emotionally ready for this. But since no one consulted me, I guess it's just going to happen. You guys, thank you for being here. And I hope to see you in 2 weeks.